You're watching E.T.N. Entertainment-related new, entertainment-related discussion. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do how I would make my own Godzilla ending sequence, or post-credit scene, if you will. I saw this in the comment section of my how I would do Godzilla 2, or how I would make it. And I saw somebody say, hey, can you do how you would do an end credit scene? And although I've gotten a lot more requests, we'll address that in a minute. Okay, so an end credit scene for Godzilla 2, how would I do it? And I've done something like this before, something similar at least, where I think I had it where Godzilla showed up on Skull Island and Kong was like, almost as if Kong was there waiting for him, and then it cut the scene. I think I would do something similar. And I guess the question is, am I doing an end credit scene for my take on the movie, or am I doing an end credit scene for the actual movie? So I guess we weren't really clear on that, were we? You know what? Let's do it. Let's do both, okay? Because I did have an idea for an end credit scene for my version of the movie, and I do have a vision of what I would like to see in the actual movie. So we're going to do it like an end credit scene and a mid credit scene. So my mid credit scene would be setting up Godzilla versus Kong. And what I would do is I would have it that after the brutal battle between Godzilla and Ghidorah, and this could be, I guess this could be taken in either version of the movie, whether it's the real one or my made-up one. And after a brutal match, Godzilla obviously, we assume, goes back to the sea. I know mine he does. And he stumbles upon Skull Island. Okay? He comes on Skull Island basically to kind of lick his wounds and things of that nature. And he really wants to avoid humanity. We all know that at the end of Godzilla 2, or excuse me, at the end of Godzilla, or at the beginning of my version of Godzilla 2, that the military continued to track him. We know from the original movie that the military did track him. They would lose him every now and then, but whenever they got him on radar, they would follow him. He's always being followed whenever spotted. In this one, in the end credit scene, he doesn't want to be followed. He's had a brutal battle. He wants to go lick his wounds, relax, not be bothered. So he goes to Skull Island. Now, at this point, we would all normally say, well, they know Skull Island exists, so how can he hide from them? But humanity, from the time of Kong Skull Island to now, they pretty much avoid the island because of all the dangers. So he's pretty safe there. So he comes onto shore, and he's slowly just kind of lollygagging, heading towards the forest. He stops. You know, he's whatever wounds he can lick or that he can reach, he kind of licks them and nibbles at them. And then we pan back, or we cut to not cut, but we change the scenery, viewing Godzilla from a distance, from a very far distance, almost as if something's standing on a mountain looking down at Godzilla on the beach. And then we cut to a shot of a big brown eye, which we know is Kong. Then it hits back to Godzilla continuing to lick his wounds, and then he starts to enter the forest, and right as he enters the forest, you hear Kong's loud roar, and Godzilla stops suddenly, as if someone's telling him, don't come in here, bro. Don't come in here, bro. It's not good for you. And Godzilla stops, and he kind of looks around, wondering where it came from. Knows that it's in the distance, but he's kind of curious as to where it came from. And then Godzilla takes the warning and basically gives a big FU by kind of like going like this with his fist, and then looks up in the air and roars really loud, roars right back at Kong's roar, and then it cuts. And that's to say, hey, Kong is like, you're in my turf now, bro. I think you better leave. And Godzilla's reply is, I ain't going anywhere, bro. I'm the king of monsters. That's pretty much how I would sell that movie coming. You know, like, now Godzilla's interfering or stepping on his turf, and Kong is ready to, we know Kong's going to defend his turf, right? So I'm not saying that's where the movie would go. That's just how I would begin to promote the movie, because we know the movie would be a year away. So you want to set the tone, you know. But again, this doesn't mean that the scene is going to play out that way. Obviously, the movie, and I know people are asking me to do a Kong versus Godzilla, how I would make it, and I am going to do that. Got to give me a little time because I actually have to write that out. That's going to be very important to write that out. But yeah, I mean, that's how I would do it. And in terms of my actual end credit scene, this is more for my take on the movie. Because one thing I didn't do during my how I would make the movie, I didn't really set up Kong versus Godzilla. So if I was to mash the scenes together, or if I was to have two end credit scenes, one mid-credit, of course, my mid-credit scene would be setting up Kong versus Godzilla. My end credit scene, however, would be taking place another 5 or so years after the big battle between the monsters. And it would show humanity, Monarch, on the moon using, NASA and Monarch collaborate to go to the moon to study Ghidorah. And what we find is that on the moon, Ghidorah had basically started to slowly heal, was still in a very deep state of like suspended animation, so to speak, or just kind of heavy slumber. And not knowing this, the humans began building his parts, started finding a way to graft together other parts of Ghidorah's biology, his skin, and found that the material in his skin is almost biomechanical. So they started generating an alloy that they could actually graft with his skin, and they start building a center metal head, and they start repairing other parts of his beat up body with this alloy. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm sure you guys can read into that, but we're not going to call it that name. We're not going to do that because we don't know if we have the rights to that particular monster. But we will just say that's what the humans are doing, and we'll just leave it open from there. If we're lucky enough to get more movies, maybe that's something we can, we can investigate. And who knows? Maybe it can lead to a Mechagodzilla movie. Who knows? We'll discuss that. Anyway, guys, so that's pretty much my take on how I would do an end credit scene. Hope you guys like it. I will do a Kong versus Godzilla, how I would make the movie, and give me about a week for that, maybe a little bit less. I got to write it up. This week, I kind of want to focus on some Patreon requested videos that are supposed to be coming out this week. I want to say 3 or 4 more, and I really want to get those done. But again, if you guys have any requests, you can also leave them here in the comment section. Just know that Patreon requested videos get priority over anything requested in the comment section, but that doesn't mean don't leave it. I often usually get them done one way or another. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Or you can click here to become an E.T.N. patron. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.